Hello, are you in a situation where you're a grandparent and you want visitation with your grandchildren, but your child or the other parent is not allowing you to visit that child, your grandchild? Hi, my name is attorney Anthony Spratley. I'm the owner and founder of Genus Law Group here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we practice law and we do it well. Now I'm going to talk to you about several things that may help you out in your case with your child, with your grandchild visitation case. Now, you probably reviewed a lot on the internet about this subject, so let's talk a little bit about it just to help you out a little bit. So, with grandparent visitation, don't make the assumption that just because you're the grandparent that you're automatically going to get visits with the child. So, in New Mexico, ultimately, the parents get to decide who their children can spend time with, including grandparents or other relatives. So, they get to decide. And so what you need to do is develop a relationship with those parents so that you can get your visitation through them, so you can have that time with your grandchildren, right? Now there are other exceptions if the parents aren't willing to go through that with you and consent to allow you to have time with the grandchildren voluntarily, is you can petition the court and ask them for some sort of visitation with the grandchildren. Now, you can only do that in limited circumstances. Like one of them, for example, would be if the parents are going through a divorce, a legal separation, or if there's a paternity action, you could petition the court for some sort of grandparent visitation. There were some other reasons, like court previously ordered some sort of custody and also visitation, and then also if the grandchildren have lived with the grandparents for a certain amount of time, then the court, and then that child was removed, that the court could also award visitation with that grandparent. Because face it, if you're the grandparent raising that child for an extended period of time, that child has probably developed some sort of bond with you because of that special time that they spent with you. Probably away from the other parent. But sometimes, those parents live with their children with the grandparents, and the grandparents have provided for the children for an extended period of time. That would be a reason why a grandparent would want to ask the court for grandparent visitation. Just imagine having that child taken out of your life after being with you for, let's say, 6 months, or even I think 3 months. It could be pretty devastating for the child. And so all of these things are kind of wrapped in this concept called best interest of the children. So although grandparent rights aren't automatic, if there are exceptions to the rule, the court is still going to make a determination that's in the best interest of the child. So again, don't assume that just because you're the grandparent, you're automatically going to get rights. Another mistake that grandparents make, and I think I talked about this earlier, is you have to have a good relationship with the parents if you can. And sometimes you can't, and that's when those exceptions apply, if they even do. But if you can have a good relationship with those parents, then usually you can have that visitation with your grandchildren without issue, because it's voluntary, without a court order, and that's what you want, to be able to resolve things at the lowest level without having to go to court. And so what that means is, and I've been involved in cases where the other, like the grandparent, let's say the father's parents, the paternal grandparents, wanted to get visitation, but for some reason, like on mother's period of responsibility with the children, the grandparents wanted to do something with them, they were like, absolutely not, right? They would ask their son, hey, can you intervene? Can we get the grandchildren that weekend? And the biological father says, nope, I can't help you out. It's mother's weekend, ask the mother. And if you're talking smack about the other mother and have a negative relationship with her, it'll be harder for you to get your grandchildren on those weekends that aren't your sons, on the paternal side. And so if you develop a relationship with the other party, that can go a long way with getting that time with the children, if the other parent isn't willing to allow that time outside of the paternal parents' time sharing. And then lastly, some people make a mistake in these grandparent visitation cases is that they don't consult the lawyer to tell them their options. Now, it may sound like it's a pretty straightforward case, but it's really fact dependent on whether or not you meet the criteria to petition the court, and then will you be able to prove up your case in court that it's in the best interest of the children based on some exceptions to the rule that grandparents usually don't get visitation, but are you able to prove that case in court based on the preponderance of the evidence that it is in their best interest for you and the grandchildren to have visitation together. One thing I didn't mention earlier, but I'm going to circle back, is that one of the exceptions as well that allows the grandparents to petition the court is the death of a child. For obvious reasons, because you want to be able to keep that connection with that grandchild, and sometimes what happens is the other parent will try to cut off the other party's parents because maybe the relationship they have with that other party, and they just want to cut the child off from that side of the family. And through death, you're able to petition the court to get grandparent visitation. All right, folks. Well, that is all that I have for you right now. If you want more great information on grandparent visitation, just go to our website where you can find more information there about topics like this. Our website address is www.genuslawgrp.com. You can also give us a call if you want to chat about this. Give us a call. We'll talk to you about it. 505-317-4455. If you're in a place that you can subscribe or hit the like button, please do that. And if you know anyone that would benefit from hearing this content or seeing this video, please share this with them as well. All right, folks, that's all I have. Until next time, have a great day.